Hey everyone, what's going on? I've got some information on what's happening with the Countering CCP Drones Act. So let's find out if DJI is truly getting banned. Let's get into it. The latest news is the House went ahead and attached the Countering CCP Drones Act to the NDAA, which is the National Defense Authorization Act for 2025, and that's just basically whatever the government does for the military budget and some other things that typically will get passed. And of course they went ahead and attached that, hoping nobody would see that the Countering CCP Drones Act is in there. Kind of a sneaky move, wouldn't you say? On Friday, this last Friday, June the 14th, it did pass the House passed the NDAA. It passed by a narrow margin. It was mostly passed by Republicans. I believe there's only 6 Democrats that were also on board with this passing. And so now it goes on to the Senate. The Senate will review the NDAA, and if there's stuff they don't like about it, then they have an opportunity to take that out. So we are all hoping that they see the Countering CCP Drones Act and disagree with it and say, this is bullshit. We got to take that out. And hopefully that's what happens. And if that's the case, then DJI will not be banned. Now, if they do not take it out and they go and say, yep, that's all great, or they just don't care or whatever, then most likely, yes, DJI will be banned. It's not all complete doom and gloom. Some more information I found out due to some responses I got on my video and just some more reading myself, looking more into the fine print. I think first of all, it's kind of DJI that has been touting that it could affect drones that we own now. It could affect and ground them, but I don't feel that is truly the case here. So the way the Countering CCP Drones Act is written, it's only going to affect future drones, not our current drones that we have. So should it pass, basically it's going to take some time. Like it could take up to 3 years for it to go into effect. And what that effect is, it's going to be the FCC no longer allowing the patents when DJI sends them for any of their devices that transmit a signal. So that's going to include drones, wireless mics, gimbals, and their cameras. So basically it's going to oust DJI from being able to sell any of their products in the US. I mean, that's pretty damn lame if you ask me. So really, until it goes into effect, theoretically, DJI can still send in patents to the FCC for products they're working on right now. So DJI, if you're working on the Mavic 4, you should probably, let's speed that up, because I would love to get my hands on one of those before this all goes to hell. So for our current drones to be grounded, bricked, whatever you want to call it, that would take an act of DJI putting out a firmware that you would actually have to download into your drone for it to be bricked. And I don't think DJI is going to do that. So for everyone out there freaking out and that has currently bought a DJI product and is on the verge of returning it in fear that they're not going to be able to use it, keep it, use it. All those people that are throwing their drones up on for sale up on Facebook Marketplace or wherever it is people sell their drones, don't sell it unless, you know, you're planning on selling it to buy a new drone. It's not going to affect you. It's not going to affect what you're flying now. And last week, DJI also released a new firmware update that is unsyncing all their drones flown in the US from their cloud. So they're no longer taking data from any of our drones whatsoever. So if you're using their cloud to store your data, meaning your flight records and whatever, that's not going to happen anymore. It's going to be all up to you now to obtain that information, including your flight records. Also, there's an American company called Anzu Robotics, and they have licensed DJI's technology. And as of now, they actually have a drone out called the Raptor. And if you look that up, you're going to notice it is identical to the Mavic 3 Enterprise. Identical in looks, except it's green. And if you look at the specs, it is the exact same drone. They are being made in Malaysia with non-Chinese parts. The downside of that is if you take the Mavic 3 Enterprise, I think that goes for roughly around $5,500, whereas the Anzu Robotics Raptor is about $7,500. So I mean, let's face it, any American-made drone is going to be a lot more expensive than a Chinese-made drone. So, but the bright side is you know, even if this ban happens and it doesn't go into effect for another 3 years, that they're going to have a lot of headways to get up and get out drones that are basically identical to DJI, just at a higher cost and maybe cooler colors. So not much else to say on it right now. Like I said, the House passed it, so it's off to the Senate. It could take the Senate weeks to months to finalize their version of the NDAA. And I mean, unfortunately at this point, there's not much any of us can do except sit back and, you know, let the government decide our fate. If you want to and feel the need to, you can definitely still reach out to your local senators and hope they actually read your letters. There's been over, from my understanding, 6,000 different agencies that use DJI drones that have spoken out against this. So there are a lot of people fighting against this act, but again, right now it's completely up to the Senate. So if they leave it in the NDAA, DJI will be banned on their future drones, not their current drones. If the Senate takes it out, then hell yes. Again, I will continue to keep you all informed as this saga continues. Let's hope for the best. But as last time, keep flying those drones. And until the next video, stay atomic.